This is Calamus Marks the Spot. I'm the Calamus, middle-aged Southern farming mom from the South.
And I'm Liv, a younger asthmatic girly from the city. And this is a mental health podcast from the South to the city, where we talk about our trips, experiences, and religion, and it will be full of trigger warnings. So today we are going to talk about
my trip back from Boston.
Yeah.
What the Calamus is today. My trip back from Boston, but I do have to say, in retrospect, it doesn't seem so bad. In fact, we had the hurricane here, Hurricane Helene, and we were out of power for 13 and a half days. I don't know who's counting, but around there. And it was so bad. And so then I had to really think hard about what it was. And you know what it was is our plane was so late. It was like 3 hours delayed. So then, of course, I missed my next flight. So then I'm at the airport and I notice on my little app that I don't have a seat yet. And so it's getting ready to board. And I go up to the flight attendant or the lady at the desk and she's like, well, you haven't checked in. I was like, well, what do you mean I haven't checked in? Like, you sent me here, you booked this flight. Obviously, I was here. She's like, well, I'll have to see if there's room. You didn't check in. And so for just a second, I almost lost my cool and I thought, no, it's okay. It's okay. We'll get rebooked something because I knew there was one more flight. So then this flight gets delayed. So then they tell us, all right, we're just going to put you on this plane anyway, but there's no bathroom. It's a 40-minute flight. Y'all can do it. We're getting okay. So they tell everybody, go to the bathroom. There's no bathroom on this plane. Before we even get on the runway, there's some stooge talking about, I've got to go now. And of course, they told him, there's no bathroom. And the flight attendant was like, I'll be glad to open the door and let you off, sir. And of course, so then he's acting like such a big fat baby that they let him go into the bathroom and pee in a bottle. A 40-minute flight.
Oh my God. No.
We got there really fast though. I mean, it was the fastest time I've ever got from Charlotte to Augusta. It was amazing. That pilot had a date and he was not going to be late. No. In fact, as a matter of fact, this is what I was going to tell you. What they said is when we got there, we're sitting on the tarmac and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, we're just waiting on the ground crew. Apparently we've taken them by surprise. Fuck, does a plane take the airport by surprise? Somebody's just eating their dinner and they're like, oh, there's a plane outside. I don't.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. No. Now, I recall you having a similar issue on your way to Belize with the check-in.
And as a matter of fact, both times now that I've flown through Charlotte, there has been an ambulance on the tarmac after my flight. Oh. So I don't know if it's me or I don't know. I'm not choosing good flights. It's a mess. But now we've had the hurricane and I made it really good the first week. I did super, super good. The kids did good. Actually, my kids are teenagers, so it was good. It wasn't as bad. Like when you have little kids, you just want to stab yourself in the face because it's just but they were able to work and keep themselves busy. And then we all ate together, all of our families. And so that was fun. But they blew up these mosquitoes that are the size of tarantulas, small tarantulas. And so we don't have any screens on our windows because we leave our windows shut most of the time. But anyhow, and we had kids and they took them all out. That's part
yeah. That's part of
it. I'm waiting for them to get out before I replace anything. So then you were just laying there at night, sweaty, with huge mosquitoes coming in and biting you all over.
No.
And it's hot, and I just broke down at day 11.
Okay. That was a good run.
I just can't do this anymore. I'm covered in bumps. I'm miserable. And Brandon told me to go get a hotel, but there were no hotels.
That's the problem.
So then I pulled myself together and got my big girl panties on, and we made it 2 more days. So we're here.
Oh, hallelujah.
Yes.
Now Milton didn't touch you, did he?
Milton did not touch us at all.
Oh my God.
Thank goodness, because we couldn't have gone back.
No.
To no power again.
No. And what about screens? Are we gonna get any screens, or we're just gonna
We
not go?
are. I'm really trying. I was trying to wait till the boys moved out, but I'm beginning to see that maybe it's time to go ahead and start upgrading a few things.
Yeah.
Like we're not doing anything crazy, like getting real dishes or anything. But
No,
maybe I
no,
could
no,
do like
no. Baby
maybe
steps.
I could do a
Um,
screen or two and see how it
that's
works out.
it. Okay, great, 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 great. Yeah, a hurricane, or I guess more your power going out will put some shit into perspective.
Well, you can't do laundry, and everybody's sweaty, so everybody's dirty every day. And then we have a well, so it has to have electricity for the well to pump the water into your house. So if you don't have power, you also don't have water.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, you were saying that you had time 3 hours a day so everyone could shower. Oh, oh, wow. It was so unexpected where you live.
So unexpected. Not as unexpected, of course, as Asheville.
Oh,
But yeah, it was completely unexpected. And the power companies here were completely taken. They lost 100% of their power. They were completely taken by surprise. But you should have been here because they had linemen from all over the country and Canada.
uh-huh. Okay. So Milton wrecked my friend in Florida's like area. We were going to go to
Oh,
St. Pete's, Florida. She's in
yeah.
Sarasota. And she said the same fucking thing. She goes, there are guys here working on everything from Australia. Excuse me.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
And they are some cute linemen.
Oh,
They are
that's
really cute. I've seen a
fantastic.
lot of them there
What a
because we were
hero.
trying to honk at them, just to show them that we appreciate their hard work.
Support, the support we love.
And they make camps because there's not enough place for everybody to stay. So they just set up in parking lots, like the mall parking lot and stuff, and they make camps. You could just be like, "Yeah, I'm here serving dinner. Hey."
Yes, I'm bringing them a hot meal.
Yes.
They're working so hard. Oh my god. Okay. Speaking of bug bites, I have gone through this giant saga of having red bumps on my legs. It was when I came back from Honduras.
Yes.
And so I thought maybe I brought a bug back in my bag because I did the
With the
laundry.
chiggers.
Hmm.
Do they have chiggers in Honduras?
So they're called no-see-ums.
Okay.
They're like the sand fleas or whatever. And I've gotten them before in Tulum. And I can't tell you 45 bites all over my body. Ran out of hydrocortisone cream on that trip. Because, of course, your girl has to bring it on her trips. But
Yes.
this one, I did not get any bug bites because every morning we walk down to her moped and she has bug spray in her seat. And so we spray our whole legs every day. I was like, duh, what the fuck? We need to be doing this. So I didn't get any bug bites on this trip. It was a miracle. Now, I did laundry at her house before I came back home because I was trying to be all cute and demure and pack light because my other friend brought one backpack.
Oh.
I ended up only bringing 3 outfits for 5 days because I just was like, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. So my clothes they needed to be washed. So I washed them at her house before. And I'm like, oh my God, I got a bug in my bag. Now, where is it? I put the clothes away already. Is it in my closet? A nightmare. Then we moved on to fleas. I gave my dog 3 flea baths. By the third one, it was in the same day. He looks at me in the bathtub and he's like, again?
Like, this is not me.
And they're like, you can see the fleas jumping off your dog. And I'm sifting through the hair trap. I'm like, no bugs, no bugs, what the fuck? So he's squeaky clean. I know. How many times I've torn up my bed. I bought a bug mattress cover.
Oh.
I'm like looking at the walls and the cracks, filling all the holes. Nothing. Every day, getting more, getting more. I'm like, one day I slept with a flashlight, and anytime I felt something, I would lift up the covers. Worst sleep of my life.
Was it your car?
No. And So then I had a bug guy come and he sprayed everything, and then he nuclear sprayed my bedroom, and still getting
You
bites.
can put that on a profile somewhere. And my bedroom has been nuclear cleaned.
Nuclear clean. Yes, yes. I'm still getting bites. So now I'm like a little bit going insane. And the bug bites have traveled up. They're no longer around my ankles or anything. They're like around my new tattoo. And the bug guy was like, now, I don't know if maybe something's happening with your tattoo. And I'm like, oh, get out of my business. And then, and then, we got no fleas, we got no bugs. Maybe it's a spider, stressed. And then I can't remember who said it. It might have been you. He said the calls might be coming from inside the house. And I'm like, oh, my stomach's been fucked up. So maybe it's just like messing up something.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm having a reaction to my tattoo because my stomach was messed up before the tattoo. That probably didn't help because now the itchy bumps are around the tattoo only. So went to went to the regular doctor to talk about my stomach issues. And then I tell her about my bumps. And she's like, that actually sounds like staph infection.
No.
Because I did it with the tattoo artist right after he did it in his treehouse. Such not a good idea.
So now what?
So now, since my stomach is fucked up, she's given me antibiotic ointment to put on the staph infection bumps. Oh my God.
This is an expensive tattoo. We leave a Yelp review for him?
I'm gonna speak to his manager.
I'm gonna have to write a letter.
Yeah, I'm gonna write a red letter and highly recommend
the tattoo. 1 star for the staph infection.
Absolutely, absolutely. And please, nobody, don't fuck your tattoo artist after you get the tattoo. Wait at least 2 weeks. It's not recommended. So I guess I'm at the end of that journey, which is nice. And my stomach journey, we're taking Metamucil prescribed by a older woman client.
There you go.
And but I'm going to go see the gastro tomorrow just because. Is anything really helping? Not for too long. Not a parasite. Took that medicine. Really was hoping to see some worms. Didn't work. So tragic. And really, I think it is endearing. Other people feel like it's alarming. I have been graduated now twice out of therapy.
Oh, by the same therapist?
No.
Oh, 2 different therapists.
I know. So like, I'm kind of like, I'm better.
How many times do you have to get graduated before you're the Dalai Lama? Like, can you apply now?
I'll let you know. It's probably coming anytime now.
Yeah.
So my friends are like, you should get a new one. And I'm like, girl, I think I'm fine. 2 professionals, that's all I need. But I think I'm going to just replace with my medium.
Okay.
Because why not just talk straight to the spirit guides? What, like,
without the middleman?
How much closer can you get to the source?
Yeah.
So I set up a meeting on Wednesday.
Okay,
and I'm going to go to her house. This time it was on Zoom the first time.
Okay.
And I just need everyone to know that I've never believed in tarot readings and mediums. I'm like, yeah, they're guessing, they're generalizing. And I know this lady, she was my neighbor. We had talked, whatever. And she just came up to me and said, do you want to talk to somebody on the other side? They want to talk to you. So once we talked, I cross-referenced with you about a lot of the stuff that she said. And it was correct, it was real. And so now I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm just talking straight to my spirit guides.
Well, now see, I did the medium reading and it was fine. I don't think mine was as specific as yours, but I feel like it also has a lot to do with your own energy that you're giving out at the time. Now, my
Yeah.
coffee reads have
Uh,
been spot on,
and
and you
now
have to get one of the
tell,
coffee reads.
tell me about the coffee reads. What are
So
those?
it's Armenian coffee,
Oh,
Armenian coffee,
mm-hmm.
and they send it to you, and you have to brew it a certain way, like on the stove. You have to stir it so many times, and and then you drink it, and then you turn it upside down on your saucer, and then you show him the cup, and he tells you what's going on.
Excuse me.
Yes. And then at the end of it, you stick your thumb in it and turn it, and then he can read that. And sometimes if you have the saucer, he can read the stuff on the saucer too. But let me tell you, he was super, super right. He told me that well, first he told me Brandon, I've had two with him. The
Okay.
first one he told me Brandon was gonna die. This time he says there's something going on, there's something with his stomach, like it's something, and I was like, yeah, he drinks. And he was like, no, 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 it's something he kept saying like putting in his stomach. There's something and then he said that his biggest advice for me was that I need to just wait. Right? Okay.
Hardest thing ever.
Yes. So, Brandon's medicine almost tried to kill him. He
No?
almost died. Yes, he got overdosed on his blood pressure medicine and his cholesterol medicine. Couldn't get off the couch for days. He could every time he got up, his vision went all blurry because his blood pressure
Oh,
was so low. He had to completely stop his medicine. He's like a new person since he
oh,
stopped it. He was almost dead from it.
oh.
And um I did not just wait in any aspect, and I've wasted a lot of money and time. But
Okay.
now I'm trying to wait. It's probably too late now. I probably missed all the waiting stuff, but
I think that's the actual definition of waiting
yeah.
is not missing it. You're waiting.
Oh,
What?
that's why I'm not good at it.
Oh my god. I just have to say this weekend I went out with my friend, and our like human chart we did that we learned about,
Yes, yes.
what we need to work on with our personalities and stuff. Oh, the way she was intervening with everyone's business, trying to help them make it better. I
Yeah.
was laughing. And I just kept saying, they didn't ask. They didn't ask. Because that's your thing. You have to keep remembering they
Yes.
didn't ask. They didn't want advice. Like literally she was really, really upset. This place said we couldn't go. No, they actually said, let me see if you can go back in, wait right here, and then we're just going to let us stay there the whole time. So she was
Um,
pissed that they would just do that and not be up front. So we had to have a calm girl walk away, smoke a cigarette, and we passed these girls who were smoking a joint, and she goes, is that a joint? I need some. I need to fucking relax right now. And I was like, yeah. And they looked at me and they're like, you? And I'm like, no, I was born relaxed, not me. And so she smokes her joint. And then she's like, where are you guys going? And she goes, they're like, we're going to go downtown. And then she starts, I could just see it. You don't need to go downtown. There, she's going to start telling them why they, and I was like, they didn't ask. They were just sharing. Let's go. Let's go. We don't need to, please don't say it. Don't say it. And she's like, well, I was just going to let them know. And I'm like, no, that's their plans. They weren't, it was the funniest time we ever had. By the end of the night, she asked to marry me. So
oh,
I
well.
I'm really honing in on my help because people do want my help.
Maybe
Oh,
if you graduated from so many therapists, maybe you need to be a life coach. Yes.
the way I have a website already set up for that, and I just keep not doing it. That's probably what my spirit guides and I are going to be talking about. Because, yeah, we'll see. But yes, that is
The
where I'm
next
at.
time, the next time we're somewhere together, I thought of a very fun activity for us.
What's that?
We have to go sit in a very beautiful park, and we have to see if we're psychic. So when people come by, we'll be like, "Hey," and be like, did you have a great aunt who died?
Yeah.
And just see what they say.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
because it could be, and we just don't know it.
We have to tap in. How are you supposed to know
Yeah.
if you don't practice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What a
people will come over if you call them, and then really, I think I'm probably the psychic one, but they'll come over if you call them, and then I can tell them.
So I'll just stare at them long enough that they
Yeah.
feel my energy, and then they'll come over, and then you'll give a psychic reading.
Not too much energy because you can't interfere with
Oh,
their
you're right.
spirit guides. You see,
You're right. I
well,
will use my voice.
I want to
Right.
do it next time.
Okay,
Just
great. I can't wait. Oh my God. If our next time is going to our Alaskan cruise next summer, we're going to do it in Seattle. Oh,
that's gonna
Seattle.
be hard. We might have to start someplace easier.
Yeah. We'll have a little getaway in
Yeah.
between now and then. That'll be good. That'll be good. Now, speaking of energy, I'm putting a lot of energy out there. And now it's becoming an experiment.
Okay.
Pretty much with dating, rejection. I'm getting a lot of feedback about how much energy I've been putting out there. And so
It's too much
now
for people.
I think it is intoxicating, addicting, actually, somebody said.
Oh, okay.
So
So
yeah,
what's the problem?
there's no problem at all. It's fantastic. And I it's almost like, what is Matilda? You know how she moves that cup and then it's like, oh, wait a second, I could just do everything everywhere all at once. And so
Oh,
now it's down to like, it's literally everything. I can put on an outfit and I'm just like, this person, this person, this person, this person. They're Everyone's opening the doors for me. They're giving me as many things as they could possibly get me at that time. I'm like, this is getting borderline dangerous, but very exciting. Because I
yeah.
will say, today I was walking my dog and he was peeing. I was looking at him, and then and I'm on like a main road, and I hear oh my God, you're sexy as hell, like really close. And I turn and the car is just stopped in the right lane with the window down. And the driver's talking over his embarrassed friend at me. And he's like, can I be your best friend? And I was like, no. And he's like, no, I'm a great friend. And he just kept talking.
Did
And I'm
you
like,
say ask again when you're in the driver's seat?
literally. And so I was like, okay, this is getting powerful. So
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
have
see.
yeah.
I don't
Well, maybe
know.
if you could,
No, I was wearing sunglasses.
no, maybe if you spend some of your energy being psychic, you won't have so much because you'll be interacting with the other side. You can kind of
Oh, you're right.
tamper it
Well,
down.
I should research how to hone in on that, because yeah,
You should ask a
obviously.
medium.
Oh,
How did you study to be a medium?
how do you? Because the I went on this retreat last year, and she was telling me her journey of how she became. I don't know if she's a psychic, but intuitive, whatever. She gives Reiki healings.
Oh yeah.
And her experiences were aggressive, like fall to the floor, kind of like
Oh no,
sit.
I don't want to get the spirit. I can't do that. No.
I know, I know. So I will see what happens. And because this is a lot of energy, this is like a ton. And
Yeah.
so, which has been really great, because this guy I'm actually going out with tonight, he was like, oh, I'm downtown Phoenix too. And I was like, oh, well, you should come back. And he just walked in the bar, and I just like, when he walked in, I looked straight at him, and he was like, oh. And I'm like, it's like I just pulled you right in. And so it was a little preview. We got to make out, and it was fantastic. So
Okay. There
yeah,
you go.
I'm gonna need to hone my energy some places. That's a good recommendation. Thank you.
We're gonna have to figure it out. Now, have you heard from your mother since she's returned from the
from a
The
petty. Oh
European
no,
vacation?
she kept going, is what I've heard. Or what I heard was that she kept going after Paris. No, I have not, but I I can't remember the last time she reached out anyways, if it was even this
Yeah, well, I
year.
just didn't know because my my gossip line is on vacation as well, so I didn't know if she had made it back and how many.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Your connection.
And of course, well, yeah, and then we were out with the hurricane just like we were in 1922.
Yes, yes. In the dark, doesn't know
Yes.
any of the current events.
No. Going to bed at 7:30. Well, I mean,
Oh
I
my
do that
God.
anyway, but like we had to go to bed at 7:30.
There was no candles left.
No.
Um, no, I have not, but that is I can't wait to get an update.
Okay. Question. And this is not your question of the day. Did your mother talk about mental health in your household growing up?
Absolutely not.
Did she talk about other people's mental health?
I do not believe so.
Did she ever talk about getting any type of treatment or
Her?
just
No.
like anybody? No.
No, no. No, the only thing that comes to mind is um when my sister was little, 10, maybe less than 10. I was talking to my mom on the phone and she was like, your sister is trying to bully me into making her breakfast. And I was like, she's a child. She wants to breakfast. No, no, I'm not gonna be bullied into that by a little girl. And I was like, okay, I don't think that's used correctly in this context. um, but no, there was no talk of it. Just mostly was this person's controlling, this person's not letting her husband or her husband's not letting my friend have her own life, he's controlling, they need a divorce. It was always what now I know is her solution is run, escape, leave, run away again. There was never why it was caused.
So did you just choose, how did you choose therapy?
Oh, so my very first stint of therapy, I might have been one day because it was just,
You graduated?
yeah, no, I actually ran away.
Okay.
I was, what, it was like 11 or 12 or something, and my dad had to go with me. And it was,
Yeah.
I guess it was because I was molested, but that wasn't being talked about. And what, your first day of therapy, you're not talking about everything unless
Yeah.
you're me in 2020. So I was like, I'm never doing that again. I don't tell this guy the truth. Why would I say it again
Yeah.
in front of a stranger? So cut to 2020, with my ex fiance at the time. uh I at the time was not able to be alone with my thoughts, be alone
Mhm.
at all. Silence was deadly. And so I was spiraling because I only had 1 month off of 1 month off of work, and that was enough to kill me. I was like, I don't know what everyone else is going to be doing for the whole year being off of work, but like I cannot sit at home for 1 month. So I we were drinking all the time, which we did that before, but now I was drinking and then I would just start crying. And then eventually I yelled at him. I didn't yell at him. I got worked up and just spewed out all the things I thought was wrong with him in our relationship in a tone. And he was like, "Oh, I'm never doing that again. If you yell at me ever again, I'm out of here." And I was just like, "Oh, oh my God. Oh my God." And he was like, "I think maybe it's a good time for you to try therapy." And so I did.
So you graduated therapy twice just since 2020?
Literally, girl, just since 2020. I
Wow.
am on a roll. And so I want to say that it's because they were specialists, but they don't have any like next steps. They're just like, okay, you're doing the things we worked on, you're not going back to what you were doing, you're done. And I'm like, oh yeah. So then yeah, that one was a little over a year. And then I blocked my immediate family after that. At like not even a week later after being graduated. I was like, well, I know I can't handle this. Block. And so and then what happened? Oh, well, then we got married and it got worse than ever before. And I'm like, well, I've tried to fix you as much as I humanly possible. And I guess now I have to figure out my shit. So I found a new therapist. Oh my God. I poured my heart out to this therapist and she goes, honey, I'm so sorry I don't take your insurance. I was like, oh, shit. Oh shit. So she literally felt so bad that she got on her Facebook page of therapists and put in my insurance and sent me to the place that took my insurance.
That's the worst.
That's the worst. I can handle rejection. That one hurt bad. That one was rude.
Your energy wasn't pulling anybody in that situation.
No ma'am, no ma'am. It was just doing a twist a ball in my intestines at that time. So yeah, and then that one was also almost a year, or maybe a little over, yeah, almost a year, I think, or over a year, whatever. And she's like, unfortunately, I can't keep seeing you in good faith because that's it, you're good. And I'm like, okay, I love this. See ya. And so now we're here.
They at least say like if something happens, you can come back, or no, they're just like bye.
No, they're like, you can find another one if something happens.
Oh yes.
Literally. And
Mm.
after that first therapist, um, after I blocked my family, she went on her honeymoon. And so he was again like, I don't know how to handle this. So maybe you want to call your therapist back. And I was like, at that time, I didn't believe myself. So I was like, well, he must be telling the truth. He must know. So I emailed her and she calls me when she gets back from her honeymoon. And by that time, kind of like you sit with it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it was stressful at the very beginning, but now I'm like, I feel great what I did. And so we go over it and she's like, sounds like you're great and your boyfriend is having his own issues about what's going with you and he can't handle it, so now he's asking you to go back to therapy. And I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds good, you're right, okay, cool.
She's like, I still don't want you back.
Yeah, nope, that's enough. And yeah, and I feel like I didn't even do like, she was doing EMDR treatments, and
Uh-huh.
so those are like intensely going into your brain and your thoughts and like digging up experiences and like
Oh.
trying to have a new thought pattern for them. So it can be very traumatizing. I think I only did it 2 times, and it's like
Oh.
a thing you can do 8 or more times. And so I'm like, I don't
I think
really.
she got traumatized. She was like, oh,
She's like, this is.
this is too much for me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Did she go on her honeymoon or was it like a rehab stint?
There was a less questions about her doings and more about mine. But yeah, I don't know. So twice, we're good. We're cured. We're
I
going
think
straight.
maybe you're kind of like some of my kids' teachers. A lot of my kids' teachers retired after they had my kids. And I think that's kind of like
Yes. They are like, and scene. That's good. That's a wrap on my career. I can't be doing this no
because
more.
everyone's like, this girl is just, she just keeps making up crazy shit and it's going to keep going on until I cut her off.
Yes. So yeah, I guess I'm just talk to straight to the spirit guides. Like they
Okay,
can
well,
handle it.
I'm excited to see how it works.
I will too. I'll keep you updated. It's gonna be great. Um, so there was one question from last week that we didn't get to
Okay,
about religion. So put our religion hat back on.
got it.
Would you be in another religion?
I've tried because
What?
I love the ceremony of it and the respectfulness of it, and I do believe in God, but I see because like I've been to Pentecostal church. I'm not about to sit here while you flop on the floor. No, I cannot. No. I've been to Catholic church. I really like it, but it's a workout, and I'm not talking to that creepy guy in the box. That's not.
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, I mean, Baptist is fine, I guess. I don't know. I just never felt like, oh yeah, this is where I fit. So I don't. And to me, like the biggest part of going to church would be to have a big group that you could use to give back, and that's not really what people go to church for. Most people go to church for, So I
Yeah.
don't know that I even see the purpose of it.
Hmm. Interesting that you've tried.
What about you?
I have no interest in being in an organization. I have now tried religion, not by choice. And then I joined an organization of drinking social sports. And then I have joined a couple pyramid schemes in my day.
Yeah.
And and then most recently went to a
Don't
I
say a
can't
float spa. Don't say
no
a float spa.
no
Okay.
no I can't ever remember what they're called. It's like a referral group where it's like one of each type of
Well, it's called
occupation.
BNI or something.
BMI, yes.
That's what they call it here. Yeah.
Yeah, BMI.
Business
I went,
networking.
yes, networking. I want to call it marketing.
And then they put two men in try to bully you into, that's when you can use the word bully. Try to bully
Oh,
you into joining.
yes, and they take you
Uh,
outside for that so that you're,
yes.
yes,
And they
yes.
don't tell you beforehand, we're going to separate you from the group and try to intimidate you. I did not. I was just like,
Okay, so those are my experiences with like organizations.
you're
And
not a great organization chooser. It's okay.
but anyways, I don't like the whole thing. I don't want all rules. I don't like instructions. I work for myself for a fucking reason. Um, I can create what I need in my own community. So far, so great. And now that I have gone through therapy and I believe myself, I know that, look, this is everything I've wanted. And now I have it and I know how to nurture it. And I have people I can talk about religion or spirituality, and now I'm like in like and I figure out what it means to me and where I sit with it and not
Yeah.
influence so much. And so um I have been to, I think, a wedding and a Catholic wedding and a Catholic funeral now. But that's really the only other religion I've um been inside of their church. And yeah, it's a workout. And don't you fucking feed me a cookie, you creep. You are a creep. Do not put that in my mouth. Oh my God.
I had a hard time with that because that's not just in Catholicism. In other religions, they do it like once a month, maybe. I can't remember how frequently, but they
Uh-huh.
do it. And it's like, then you feel weird about doing it, but then I feel weird about drinking his blood anyway. And then it's like, then it's like with my background, it's like,
No.
it was never comfortable. But the other thing is, I don't want to be part of a group that hates somebody else.
Yes.
Like
Exactly.
I'm good on that. And
Yeah.
there's really not many religions that don't condemn somebody. And I just,
Somebody.
I just don't have time.
Just let them. God. Don't talk to them if you don't want to.
Yeah, I just can't.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so and let's be real, any place with one leader, they need a break every once in a while because that'll get to their head. I
Yeah.
can't be doing this. No.
But the kids have been to church on and off to different churches and stuff. And I'll tell you that probably my oldest is, I would say he's just disinterested, but he's respectful. My middle, even from the time he was little, a baby, he was like, there's somebody that I can't see doing what? Like
Yeah.
he's black or white. And he's
Yeah.
not, he never understood it. He was always, it just wasn't something for him. And then my youngest, he goes to all the prayer meetings and everything at school.
Okay.
He's a real little, yeah. So,
Okay. A little
I mean,
preacher.
whatever you want to do. Yeah.
But that's the whole thing is like everyone can have a different degree of this. This is truly a personal experience. Like it doesn't have to be that group.
Yeah. And somebody that I grew up with in the cult posted something about a Baptist church the other day. And I did ask them, like, are you like, are you doing this because your wife does this? Or like, what is
Yeah.
the motivation? Like, how do you, but they didn't answer me.
Because it was public and that.
No. I messaged them
Oh,
privately.
okay, good. But
Yeah.
they didn't respond.
They didn't respond yet. Apparently, I don't have the same, what the kids call the riz. I don't have the same riz that your mother has to get people from 30 years ago to.
To come from the dead to visit them
Yeah.
in Paris. I
Yeah.
can't. I can't with her.
I don't have the same riz. So,
No, you don't. Sad. Okay,
the,
well, also, you never, I feel like also religion makes you, they tell you, you don't have to answer. You just send them to this link, to this video, to this article. You know, it's like, don't answer
yeah,
for yourself. Make them, show them this. They'll be convinced, you know?
there's also, it's uncomfortable too because there's also certain phrases that I've heard in churches that'll literally make my armpits start pouring sweat. And it's like you've been shocked. You're like, and it's not like I couldn't even think of what it is now, but like for instance, maybe if they said the end of times, and then I'm just like, because I have like a bodily reaction, and it's not comfortable.
No, no. And
You
you
don't
can't,
predict when it'll happen. It's just like you'll catch something, and you're just like,
yeah. Yeah. And you can't deny those feelings that your body has for
yeah,
sure. No,
yeah.
no, no. Okay. Well, now I think it is time.
For my mom moment, I'm going to tell you about my bad parenting mom moments.
Okay.
So after the hurricane here, they closed school for a week. Then they tell us, okay, the kids can come back on Wednesday and Thursday. And then they're going to be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But we're not going to count them absent if they don't come. Well, I didn't make
Okay.
them go. We
Well,
were
of
supposed to
course.
make them go. Was that a real thing? Like,
Was that a
I feel like it
test?
was a fake question. Is that a test? Because I failed. I'm not sending them. If it doesn't count, then you can't do anything important because that wouldn't be fair to the other kids.
Yeah,
I didn't send them.
I like it
I
because
looked at the side. I was like, y'all want to go? And they were like, for fun or we can make money. And I was like,
okay, I love that choice, and I think maybe a lot of it was like if you need a break from your kids, you can send them to school
yeah,
today.
maybe.
I know
Like,
you've been
we'll watch
locked
them.
up.
We got them. Maybe.
You've been
Maybe.
alone with no power for a while now. You can send them.
But then, like, I'm not sending my kids up there with no bath. Gross. That is like punishment for you. I'm not doing that.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
I didn't make them go. I'm sure they'll bring it up later in therapy. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be great. Are your kids in therapy?
No,
Perfect.
I would be okay with it if they
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any huge red flags that make me feel like I need to go in that direction yet. I'm sure they're just waving all over, and 10 years from now, I'll be like, oh. But for right now.
But I feel like they're pretty open with you, anyways.
Yeah, and with their dad too. They have a really good relationship with their dad. Are you ready for your question,
Yes.
Miss America? Okay, you can do this. You can
Okay,
do
I
it.
got it.
Okay. What's your favorite scent for candles?
Ooh, specific.
Yeah, because laundry, you always want like a fresh scent.
Yeah. Um, my favorite candle scent is something like teak wood,
Ooh,
like,
mahogany.
yeah, like cologne.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then there's this certain, it's like we're coming off of cologne and into floral perfume.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want it to kind of be pungent.
I like eucalyptus is very pungent.
Ooh, and that's will clear your shit up.
Okay. So lives loose lips. Let's hear it. Let's hear a dating saga.
Okay. And for Liv's Loose Lips, I'm going to just go back to where this sexual awakening saga started.
Okay.
That was at Pride, Flagstaff Pride in June, middle of June. So at the time, hated men. Can't even look at them. My friends are like, "You're mean mugging every man you see," and I'm like, "They better not fucking talk to me. I'm over it." So me and my gay boys have a Airbnb in Flagstaff planned. So we go up there, and they're beautiful. They're so beautiful. These gay boys, they are so fun. They're like, you want to twerk on the table? Get on the table. I'll help you on the table and I'll help you off the table. Like, you deserve it. Go. Supportive, kind, hilarious. Stay up till 6 in the morning if they want to. So then when I get up at 6 a.m., they're still there, ready for a hug. Like,
Perfect.
healing. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
healing.
Okay.
So by the end of the weekend, I'm like, do one of you want to make out? And they're like, no. I'm like, so now I'm gonna have to make out with straight boys when I get home, I guess. So that was very important on my journey. I needed that,
That's good. That's really
and
good.
it was really good. So I come home and I had my first date from online, and I never online dated before, so I didn't realize if it's not going well texting, it's not probably gonna go well on a date. I'm like, it'll be fine. It's probably so fine. And so I decided to take my first date back to this bar that we used to play those social sports at. And because there's a hot bartender, and he always give me hugs really low, but I was always with my ex. Just was very sensual, dark bar, tension. So I was like, if the date doesn't go well, at least I get to see him. So I show up early and I talk to the girl bartender, and she's like, "Hello, Mrs. Blah blah blah," and she's like, and I'm like, "No, no, no, divorced, not good, blah blah blah." So I was like, "Hey, is he coming in later today?" And she goes, "Yeah, he's coming in an hour." And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna probably have to ask my date to leave." And she goes, she's like, "Yeah, when he comes in, you can hide. I can hide you behind the bar, and then when he comes in, you can grab his butt." And I was like, "Yes, what a great idea." Okay, we're on the same page. So 30 minutes later, my date comes. We sit down, and it was just a bad date, but it was my first one, so it was a good experiment. My first experiment, really like asking him questions and hearing what he says and how contradicting it was to the whole thing he just said before. So it was
Yeah.
good. And we had the date, and he's like, "Okay, you ready?" Walk him out, kiss him goodbye because I still like kissing. Get in my car. He leaves. I go back inside. And the bartender is waiting there with his arms out for a hug behind the bar. So I go hug him, and he pulls me around the side, and he picks me up, and he says, "We're going in the walk-in fridge." And I was like, "Yeah, we are." We didn't even say anything. So we go in the walk-in fridge. We're making out. It was so the hottest thing that ever happened to me in my life. And then someone tries to come in, and he's like, "Oh, fix your hair, fix your hair." Okay. And we leave. And I'm just like, oh, I don't know what just happened. That was so crazy. And so then before I left, he's like, "Come talk to me. What the fuck's going on?" And I'm like, "I'm divorced and I want to bite your face off." And he's like, He's like, that's funny you say that because the bar back just said, bro, why does that girl look like she wants to bite your dick off? And that was the beginning of my energy gaze.
There you go.
And so he said, I give him my number and he goes, I'll see you next Thursday at the bar because that's when I went. And I was like, oh, sad. But every day after that, I've been like a 16-year-old boy again. So we love that for me. And thank you, bartender, for
Thank you,
unearthing
bartender. I hope you left him a good tip.
Yeah, I didn't give him a tip because he didn't give me a ticket.
Okay, well, there's
So
that.
I gave him my number. That was a tip, and he
Okay.
never called. So it's not my
Well,
problem.
great. Yep. Not it then. We don't care.
Ain't it? Oh, it ain't it. And I
You
actually went,
graduated from him.
yes, I actually went back the next week to see what was up. And he ignored me and he told me that he's stressed and his walls are up. And I can't tell you how thankful I graduated myself that day for sure because those that whole
Those
package
words made your armpit sweat.
it
Yeah, your
used
body was
to
just
it
yeah.
used to make me want to date him and fix him. I'm telling you the problem. And now he said that and I just went, thank God I don't find that attractive anymore. Hallelujah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
gross.
Amazing.
Gross.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
And so
That was a good talk today, Olivia. I can't
that
wait
was
till the
really good.
next. Yeah. From the south to the city.
Don't be shitty.
Don't be city.
Bye.
Bye.